what do you call a pirate that likes to skip school? Anybody? Captain Hooky.
Kelsey is not amused.
Not amused.
Why are pirates pirates? Because they I butchered that.
They are.
They are.
Whoa!
Yeah. How did the pirate call his mate? On his iPhone. Pretty good.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, Kels, guess how much a pirate pays for his piercings? A buccaneer. That's great.
She's not laughing.
That's great. A buccaneer, get it? A buck per ear that it gets pierced. Yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
Drink up,
me hearties, yo ho.
Drink up, me hearties, yo ho.
Yo ho, a pirate's life for me.
Hello and welcome to Row 60, a Georgia football podcast. My name is Clark Gaines. Joining me today, as always, is Adam Thornton, and this is show number 14. The Dogs improved to 10-0 on the season. Adam, golly. I mean, it just does not get any better than that. We have been saying that this whole season, but here we are, 10-0.
10-0, baby. 10-0.
First time since 1982.
Double-digit wins. Since 82. I wasn't alive in 82.
I wasn't.
You weren't alive in 82. So, I mean, it feels like 1982, brother. I mean, we're here. We've been waiting this a lifetime, Clark. Waiting on this for a lifetime, baby. But we're here. 2 wins, the path to undefeated 12-0, right in front of the Dogs, man. And, hey, we started this podcast. We didn't know what we were coming into. We thought it was going to be a good football season, Clark. We had no idea the special ride we were about to go on and get to share with everybody who listens to us. And that we just get to just act wild because, man, I mean, we're living in a dream right now talking about Georgia football, and it just gets better each and every week, baby. Mm-hmm. I'm fired up. You're fired up. Everybody needs to be fired up. This is, hey, we got to reach deep. We've talked about reaching deep. This is truly a time that we got to reach deep. Yeah. Get on it, down in there, pull something out, and get some energy going. That's you know, and just and get to the finish line, baby, because we're there. We're there.
Absolutely.
We're there.
So we want to welcome y'all to the show. If you are a first-time listener, welcome. And if you are a reoccurring listener, we want to say welcome back.
Welcome.
And, we're going to have a great show for you guys. We're going to talk a lot about the Tennessee game this past week. Obviously, breaking down the offense, defense, and special teams as always. And then we're going to be talking about Charleston Southern, do a little preview of that game. The Buccaneers coming into town, they are going to get pummel.
And we respect Charleston Southern, Clark.
Oh, yeah.
We respect Charleston Southern. Let's not let that be unnoted that we respect the Buccaneers.
Yeah. You got to fear every opponent.
We are not overlooking anything.
That's right.
As fans, we are not overlooking anything. We're not talking about any type of scenario. We are focused, laser focused on the Charleston Southern Buccaneers.
That's right.
With a healthy respect.
Yes.
That needs to be clear, and this needs to be noted in this podcast tonight, Clark.
Absolutely.
That we are not overlooking the Charleston Southern Buccaneers, and everybody needs to have that mentality.
They are a quality football team, and we're going to talk.
It makes a difference that the fans do not overlook an opponent.
Yeah.
So stay laser focused.
That's right.
With one goal in mind, one vision at the end, one vision, Clark. Let's get to the finish line. Undefeated.
And you don't do
and
that.
The Charleston Southern Buccaneers are in our way, and you just don't run over the Buccaneers of Charleston Southern to get there easily.
Oh,
all right. Just we need to get that out of the way, Clark.
That's true.
This episode's going off the tracks because I'm jacked, and just let's go.
Let's go.
All right.
Here we go. So we're also going to have the pick'em, talk about last week's games. Had some good ones there, and then we're going to preview this week's games. And then at the end, we will give our score prediction for the Georgia versus Charleston Southern University Buccaneers game. So, Adam, we had a great weekend. We went to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, got a big cabin, got to stay with the Davis family.
Yeah.
And, man, it was just a great, great time. Had by all, Adam.
It was.
Nice and chilly up there.
It was.
Good. Smoky Mountain air.
Yeah.
You know, it's fresh air. It was a great weekend.
Yeah. Oh, it was. It was a wonderful time, Carl. Always good fellowship. A lot of Georgia fans up at the Smokies this weekend. I mean, that stadium had a lot of red and black in it. It was beautiful to see. Road Dogs were out in full force, and they were all around the Knoxville, Sevierville, Pigeon Forge area, and they were loud inside of Neyland Saturday, Clark. So it was a great time. I mean, you can't. That's my favorite road trip personally to go to, not because of the stadium, but because of the activities with family and friends and the entertainment around the Pigeon Forge, Sevierville area.
That's right.
I enjoy that. That's right up my alley. So it was a good time. Always good to beat Tennessee. Felt weird playing them in mid-November. We talked about that, but it was nice. It was nice to see. I had to pinch myself. I've been watching a lot of Georgia football, Clark, and it is a huge deal, and people need to talk about that. This team just went undefeated in SEC play, the toughest conference in the nation for the first time since 1982, Clark.
That's unreal.
So that's what, 39 years? Quick math right there, 39 years. Is that right? Yes, sir. So, I mean, you look at that, it's not every day, every year, obviously, that you get to enjoy that and say that. So, man, I mean, just every milestone that this team's hitting just makes you realize even more how special this is and how we just need to enjoy it, Clark.
Right.
We need to just really be excited about it. I mean, I know I'm repetitive on each and every episode about that, but truly I want to hammer home that point because we're not just trying to rah, pump everybody. I mean, this is real. Yeah. This team's dominant, and this is real, and this truly is special. And as a college football fan, if you love it, you need to be jacked about it because these Georgia football teams don't come around often.
That's
and if you're like me and you, Clark, you've seen some heartbreak. So, by gosh, it's time to absolutely love where we're at. Yeah. Be excited about it. Yep. Hey, and wear that G on your chest and puff out that chest, man. Yeah. When you walk into the mall or if you walk into the restaurant or to the Zaxby's or somewhere to go in line, puff out that G on your chest.
Yeah. And, Adam, we talked about this the other night as we were walking outside the stadium. But, man, it means something different to wear the G now. Nowadays, man, when you wear it, it's not we're a mediocre football team. We sometimes win the big game. No, we're a dominant football team.
Put respect on our names now. That's right. Ain't that right? Yes, sir.
Yes, we are a force to be reckoned with.
That's right.
So it's good times that we're living in. It is glory days.
Glory,
For people like us, we've never had true glory days.
No, we didn't. Corey Smith, he sung about longing for those glory days, Clark. Longing for him like when he cried, "Run, Lindsey." Yeah. He didn't say "Run, Lindsey, run" for the record, but he said, that's the days that we're living in that era. Right. We're living in that special era. So we just need to, relish. Relish. Like we said. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Clark.
And one more thing I want to say before we get talking about Tennessee. I think it's safe to go ahead and buy into the hype. There are so many pessimist Georgia fans. And look, I've been one of them. I try to stay as realistic as possible about Georgia football. But if you're still on the fence, people, if you're still doubting this football team, stop. Stop. Seriously. You need to.
I tell you what, too, man. I tell you what, too. Let's talk about this. If you want to start nitpicking stuff and think you're just miserable because you're like, we need to correct this. Kirby don't know what he's doing right here. And trying to, diagnose everything in a negative way. Instead of enjoying that this team is 10-0, clearly the number one team in the country and the ride that's coming up the next month and a half that we have left, Clark. Well, shoot, probably 2 full months when you count about halfway in January and the rest of November. The excitement that's going to be just the buzz around this state that there's going to be. Man, I don't know. Just what's wrong with you? Yeah. What's wrong with you if you're trying to be negative right now about Georgia football? Be happy.
There are a lot of negative Nancy's out there, and it disappoints me.
I'll tell you what'll cheer you up. I'll tell you two that Georgia Central Florida Liberty Bowl in 2010, and you see where we were then, and you see where we were as fans then, cheering them on that New Year's Eve day in 2010, and then that puts them back into perspective.
It does.
That puts them back into perspective in a hurry.
Yeah. That's a great.
I'm telling you, man, I'm going to enjoy it because I've seen too many hard times as a Georgia fan, and we've been blessed, and right now we're blessed. And I'm going to thank the good Lord for it every day when I get to see the Georgia Bulldogs play. Yeah.
Got to see them play this past Saturday, a cold, crispy day in Knoxville, Tennessee. The wind was whipping. I think it was about 30, 40-ish degrees the whole day, and the wind was brutal. Adam, how was your game day experience? let's hold off on the concession stands report just for a second. But
Okay.
talk about the overall general game day atmosphere, the feel of Knoxville, because there's a lot of Georgia fans who've never been able to
Let
experience
me tell you this, Clark. It was a mid-November game. We talked about it, and it was cold, man. And to me, this is going to sound weird, but this is how it is. It brought me back to my childhood because I remember back in the day when we would go to Knoxville in the early 2000s, there was always a chill in there in October.
Yeah.
But it seems like here in the past few years, when you go up there in October, it's been a little bit hot. You had to wear shorts to the game, you know, but it just feels right being in Neyland, kind of an overcast, cold day, that wind coming in off the Tennessee River. That to me is Georgia, Tennessee, and Knoxville.
Yeah.
So getting to experience that again gave me a good rush, you know. So it was just a good atmosphere. I loved how excited Tennessee fans were. It was fun to have that feeling to watch that Georgia's the big dog. Everybody gets hyped up with unrealistic expectations. That's what college football fans do. I do not blame those fans for doing that because that's what makes it fun. It's knowing, wondering, you know, getting excited. Could your team pull up the upset? But as a Georgia fan going on the road and seeing where this program is and seeing what fans get excited for and think about this team now, man, it's truly unreal. And it's something special.
Yeah.
It's something special that's odd now that we've seen the past couple of years. Now that Georgia is the elite of the elite, and you know, you get teams' best shots, you get all the gimmicks that come out, you honor everybody, get the jerseys, everything that comes with it.
Yeah.
Is on display when Georgia comes to town now, and that's a special feeling, especially when you come out of there and you whoop their tail.
Yeah, that's for sure. Adam, normally we have an encounter with a Tennessee fan, a bad one. But this time I will say I was very impressed by their behavior. I mean, I really did have a lot of respect for the way they acted towards the Wave fans.
Yeah.
And I think they really, truly saw this time that we are the superior football team. They were very cordial and very impressed, though.
Yeah, and we had good behavior too.
Yeah, we did.
We had good behavior too, so that was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, yeah. It's a great game. If you've never been, truly, you need to go up there to Knoxville one time and watch the Dogs take on the Vols. And I'll say this too about this Tennessee team. We're about to talk about you know, how they've improved this year, but man, they're going to be a very dangerous team, in my opinion, in the next few years, especially when Heupel can recruit. But before we start talking ball, though, Adam, give me that weekly concession stands report.
All right.
How was that hot dog, Adam? Did you get a hot dog?
I tell you what, Clark, this is what happened. Let me break it down to people real quickly what happened, because the hype for the Tennessee hot dog was there, and it was unreal. And Michael Rich, one of our good buddies, good friend of the show, built up the Smoky dog, and I was all for getting the Smoky dog, and I was going to go get the Smoky dog because it was a unique hot dog experience. But the tailgate, they pulled out a big old tray of brisket. Oh. I hammered down on some freaking brisket, Clark. And I made myself miserable, so instead of getting my pregame hot dog, I didn't think that it would not be bad juice not to get the hot dog because it was Tennessee. Now, I'm not going to – Charleston Southern, I need to get a hot dog. That'd be bad juice if I don't get a hot dog for playing the Buccaneers. But I was so full, I was going to come back and get the hot dog later, and I did not.
No.
I got a Coca-Cola, and it was good. Alex Malcolm, a good friend of the show, and our buddy who was there also said he did get the hot dog, but he wasn't impressed by it. So you have Michael Rich, who loves the Smoky the Smoky dog with the cheese filling, and then Alex, who was not a fan that didn't eat his.
So some mixed reviews.
So I showed a lack of self-discipline,
Adam,
by indulging in food and getting myself too full to enjoy the concession stand food that Neyland State had to offer, because we had good brisket at the tailgate.
Yeah, well, I
couldn't control myself. I ate like 3 sandwiches and then just kept going back.
Oh, and we had brownies there. Those are some I don't know who made those, but man, they were good.
But per Michael Rich is a great hot dog there, so you got to give it a good rating. I give it a good rating just because I don't even have to have it. You have 3 different types of hot dogs there on the rollers. I did see that. So to me, they're elite hot dogs.
Wow.
Overall in the state of Tennessee, good job by them.
Okay.
Vanderbilt and Tennessee's got an elite dog. When you got 3 different ones you can choose from.
That's good variety. That's what you need at your concession stands right there.
Right.
I agree. Mm-hmm. All right, let's talk some ball now, Adam. Listen, this is the first time we've been undefeated in SEC play since 1982. We already mentioned that. First time we've been ever in program history, we've gone 8-0.
Yes.
In conference play, actually.
Right, yeah.
Because back in the day, we only played 7 SEC games. Now we play 8.
Right.
In the regular season, I should say. So
correct.
We've won 9 straight games by at least 17 points.
Yeah, 17.
Georgia has won 10 of the last 12 against Tennessee. That's 5 straight. And Adam, I mean, man, we have really turned the tide in this rivalry because I know this rivalry used to be a lopsided one, you know?
Oh, it did. So, I mean, they won 9 in a row, and to come up and do what we've done against Tennessee here in this 21st century has been unreal. Started with Mark Richt in the early 2000s, and Kirby has continued it, and it's fun because it is a rivalry, and it's always fun and satisfying to beat Tennessee and for the dumpster fire program that they are to continue, even though I do think they're heading in a good direction with Josh Heupel. I mean, it is truly unbelievable, and you do have to give him credit for what he has done with that program that has been depleted and was gutted by players moving out, transfers, everything, recruiting violation, a lot of negative stuff going on there. He has done a heck of a job getting this team to play for him. You could tell they don't give up. They like them. They play for him. So congrats to them. I think they really are heading in the right direction for the first time in a long time. But going up there, man, and winning that game in a hostile environment just shows the maturity of this team, Clark.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah. The leadership is there. And I know Kirby mentioned this in the presser, but, man, he said, and I think we may have mentioned this last week too in our podcast, but there were about 3 defensive guys that came in the locker room last week, and they were talking about everybody's going to be on time. Everybody's going to be ready to go. They're going to never skipping reps. They don't do that at Georgia. But just getting them juice, man. And you got to have that leadership especially the back end of the season, the part of the season we're about to enter.
That's right,
where
Clark.
you play your last 2 regular season, and then, baby, it's post game.
That's right.
That's when the big games come.
That's when the bright lights shine right there, Clark, as you're getting there. And you're right. I mean, even though they beat Missouri 43-6, the players on the team weren't satisfied with their performance, so we got to get better. And that's what championship teams are made of. That mentality, that mindset, not taking any reps off, any plays off, or anything like that. So seeing these guys, the maturity's there, and as a fan, you can't ask for more. When you have guys with heads on their shoulders, with a lot of heart, gives their all every single day. I mean, what more do you want from as a fan? This team is full of them, man. Yeah. Good chemistry in the locker room, good relationships with each other. And it was good. I love them playing this type of offense, and I love them playing in this type of environment that was going to be rowdy, you know, and to do and deliver like they did, to get punched in the mouth early. But I mean, and you look, nobody got frazzled on that.
Nobody.
Sideline. I watched the side. I wanted to see the sideline demeanor after Tennessee marched down on that first drive and scored. And I mean, it's just whatever. You know,
let's go out there.
Let's go. I'm not afraid being down 7-0. And then, you know, I mean, everybody's probably thinking at that point, where's the Georgia defense at? The narrative has changed. Yeah. Tennessee's about to light them up, baby. You know, and then bam, lights out after that. And that's something we'll talk about when we get to breaking down each side of the ball. But I have a lot to say after what happened those first 2 or 3 drives, Tennessee offensive drives, of what this defensive coaching staff did. And it's unreal, man. It really is. Between the talent, the coaching, everything, the ingredients are there. Let's just go get it. Yeah. It's time to just go get it. It's time to believe in it and enjoy it because we're there.
We're there. And our offense was there, man. They lit up the scoreboard the other day.
Absolutely.
With 41 points.
Absolutely.
Let's start with our running game, Adam. James Cook, by far the player of the game for our offense. Monken, the way he uses him, I'm really impressed with, especially that touchdown pass to him. I think that was third quarter maybe where he took him outside the numbers, James Cook, and lined him up there. Got him on a linebacker. That's a great matchup. You'll take that every single day. Stetson threw a beautiful pass to him. Great play by James Cook.
Was that the second quarter?
It may have been second.
I think it was. Maybe 24-10. I don't know. Can't remember. Hadn't watched the replay yet. But yes, Clark, going to your point, that was great. We've always talked about how lethal James Cook could be catching the football. And that was great. Got him lined up with the linebacker. Stetson put it right on the money. He caught it. He ran with a burst.
He did.
Clark. I mean, he was like a cannon when he got the ball hitting that second level. Watching his development at Georgia the past, I guess since 18, has been unreal, man. It's been fun to watch. He has turned into a very elite back and a leader on this team, a guy who's came back, who has gotten better for it too, you know. And I love him and love what he's meant to this university and the leader that he is. And you can tell he's one of those guys who want it. and one of those guys that needed the ball in Knoxville this past week because he was a playmaker. He was ready to go. You know, I mean, they talked about guys having the flu and whatnot. I don't know if Warren Erickson did have the flu or not. They implicated he could have been one of those guys that was sick that had a little flu bug run through the team. But I will have to say, and this is not throwing him under the bus, but we have talked about interior line play, Clark. And when he came out of the game, whether it was flu or not, when Xavier Truss got his chance to go inside at guard right there, it just seemed like it was a little bit more smooth. That getting a few more yards between tackles, holes were opening up. It kind of seemed like it shifted with Truss in there. So this is not a knock on number 50. It's a good just pat on the back for Xavier Truss coming in a tough environment and really doing a good job. I felt like, and you got Broderick Jones. You've got him experienced with Sawyer out, and thankfully Sawyer's going to come back. So you have the option with Broderick Jones playing good on the outside if you want to mix Sawyer on the inside. But what you're doing, Clark, is guys are growing up. Guys are getting experience. Guys are getting comfortable and up the speed of the game and everything that you can move pieces around, man. And that's what just this developing depth at the end of the year is so big. Is getting these guys who might play a big part here in the last few games, get that championship run there. It's been exciting. So I was excited to see what Xavier Truss did. I think the offense just, especially run, just did even better when he came in the game in the interior OL.
Yeah. Gave up 2 sacks on the line, which is kind of uncharacteristic. You know, I feel like for the most part this season, man, we haven't given up a lot of sacks at all. I think we're one of the highest ranked for sacks allowed. And so that was a little uncharacteristic, but, you know, Tennessee's defense, they were trying to get to Stetson, obviously, and cause some pressure and some chaos. They had some good blitz packages, I thought. And, you know, I think we held our own on the line. And, you know, they're improving each week. I can see it. I can see it. And especially going back to what you said, there's changes being made. There's guys being rotated. And we're still trying. It's still a kind of a work in progress. We're still building the plane as we fly it, so to speak. So, you know, we just got to roll with it. Trust Matt Luke. Trust Monken. And we'll see. But
I mean, but it was encouraging to see when after that change was made how the line played because, I mean, the line has to be good, especially in the interior. Pass protection has to be good. You have to be able to run the ball to get where we want to be. I mean, it's point blank simple. And Trust coming in and doing what he did. What you just got to pat the kid on the back, and I don't know where they'll go from here, but it was good to see. It was good to see, and everything then. So
run game looked great. And, you know, passing game looked great, I thought. A.D. Mitchell, that kid's a stud. And
he's playing good ball.
With Arian Smith going down last week with a broken leg at practice, you know, we had to have a receiver kind of step up. And A.D. Mitchell, man, he's just a heck of an athlete. He had 5 receptions for 65 yards, 2 really, really, really good catches, and one of them being kind of a bad pass. But, yeah, he's going to be a stud, I think.
Right, absolutely. I think he will. He looked good. He was a guy who had hype all season coming in as a freshman, and he's lived up to it, man. He's getting more and more comfortable each game because obviously he's getting more and more experience. Same with guys like Bowers and McConkey, and you just have a lot of weapons to utilize, and that's what's exciting going forward is what's Monken going to draw up even more new looks or even exposing people going forward in the season, in the postseason and everything. So a lot of different possibilities we can see during the offensive looks. Guys who can come back. Can't wait to get a guy like Kendall Milton back. Put him in the rotation at running back, and we'll see about Pickens. We'll see. You know, I'd be on a number 1 lookout in the next couple of weeks. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, everything that you've heard kind of leads up to, hey, kind of been an indication that he could be back here last couple regular season games, SEC championship possible, trying to work him back up to speed. So we'll see with that. But shoot, man, it's exciting to have the depth that we have at the wideout spot and guys who just playmakers. Darnell Washington's a guy who probably didn't get the ball as much last night. Up there that he could have. I think there was a couple times where Stetson got sacked or happened that Darnell was open. And, you know, he's a guy that I'd love to see targeted 3 to 5 times a game. I mean, him and Bowers is unreal what you could do with them, especially with Washington in the red zone. I mean, that's a guy I feel like you could throw up the ball to easily and make a play there and get 6, you know, instead of settling for a field goal in the red zone. But the offense, 41 points and kneeling on the road. Awesome, man.
Can't ask
keep
for much
revving it
more.
up. Just keep revving it up. And Stetson, he's a guy that What I love about him, I think what Kirby loves about him too, is with a defense like you have, he is not going to lose you a football game, Clark. He's not going to make a stupid decision to turn the ball over, put the defense in bad spots, and he's moving the ball. And I think we talked about this, Clark, too. People want, well, why is Stetson start in front of JT? Well, he gives us the best chance to win. Well, I thought that it would be different, but it's not. I think with some offensive line stuff going on, that Stetson's ability to make plays with his legs is what's keeping him on the field and not turning over the football. The only thing I'd love for him to see him get rid of the ball quicker, maybe, and hit some guys that are open there for periods of time and not dance around and have could get sacked. But I'm thinking, not holding on the ball as long. But he's a playmaker and he's a guy that can make some stuff happen with his legs, and a guy that I'm like you, Clark. Now I think it is his team. Yeah,
it's his team, and if I could have one complaint with his passing game, it would be his accuracy. I would love to see him, hit guys in the chest. And the guys, look, I mean, that's tough to do as it is, even in 7-on-7.
Right.
But if there's one thing I could critique, his accuracy is a little off sometimes, especially that pass to Brock Bowers, man. It was a great position. But, I'm just nitpicking here. I think Stetson's our guy, and I have a lot of respect for the kid. He has a lot of grit. Yeah. He has he has a big chip on his shoulder. And that's what I really like about him. He is passionate about this football team. He wants to win. He's been a Dog fan, I believe, for pretty much all his life.
That's right.
So it'd be like, I guess me or you going out there and trying to play quarterback at the University of Georgia.
Just a story of what it would be for a former walk-on quarterback like Stetson, big heart to win the championship. Man, it's a Cinderella type story, Clark. Right. It's a dream. So him doing that, I hope he does. He's got some good poise out there, like you said. And you could critique everybody and everything in any line of work, anything. But it would be for, obviously, like you said, some of the accuracies, just some of the reads, getting rid of the ball quicker, and then I think making some better reads sometimes. Yeah. But he's a guy who has really been good, and I think a guy who I'm excited to see going December 4th into Mercedes-Benz Stadium against Alabama, and hopefully bring home the SEC championship. Yeah. So I'm too. I think we should close the door on it. I was obviously a JT guy. I mean, I was in that camp, but obviously I'm pulling for Stetson. Love him, love his grit, love everything about him, and I think now that's who you're riding with. That's who you're going with. So let's go.
I'll take it.
Let's go.
I'll take it. Defense, Adam. Tennessee is the first team this season to score 17 points on Georgia. I mean, that's unreal. I gave one of the Tennessee fans behind us, I gave him that compliment. I said, look, I don't know if you realize this, but you're the first team to do it. I guess moral victory for you. Woohoo. Congrats. Yeah. But I was told this offense is going to come in and light it up against this number one Georgia defense.
Offense. That's right.
Yeah. And we shut them down.
Yeah.
We shut them down.
I tell you, I mean, Cedric Tillman's a player. I think he had 200 yards receiving. Yeah. And Hooker's a good quarterback.
Well, hold on. About Tillman, though. I mean, that kid had there was one pass 60 of those yards in garbage time.
Yeah, and it was. You're right. But still, he's an impressive receiver nonetheless. Heupel was a good coach, a good schemer. And what I was really impressed with was, his pace, obviously, and then he comes out, good scripted plays at the beginning of the game, Clark. Drive down there and get 7 and then get 3. The first 3 possessions, what I noticed, and I don't know if this is right, this is what I noticed, what happened. Playing kind of a nickel defense. Dan Jackson wasn't on the field as that 6 DB to go to transition to a dime package. And it looked like, especially that first series, there was a guy streaking downfield, wide open, got behind the third level. There wasn't anybody in front of him. It looked like 36, Breeny, might have had some complications on that third level as far as lining up, knowing what area of the field he was supposed to defend and stuff. So they bring Christopher Smith down to the nickel back and put Dan Jackson and that back end in the safety position. And it seemed like, but still go to a dime look. Go to that dime look, that 6 DB look, and getting those guys in and then rotating Chris Smith down kind of towards play that nickel back in that second level, getting any out routes or any slants across the middle, playing the flats kind of area. It seems like once Kirby and Dan Lannon made that adjustment, it seemed like it just changed.
You're right.
It just changed. And I think, too, I want to give a shout-out to Dan Jackson a guy who you could tell high motor, makes tackles. I saw him bring down just two people, one tackle. But what I think I love about him so much, Clark, is I think he can read an offense great. Film junkie and a guy who could get people lined up and kind of a quarterback of the defense. So I just noticed, and I don't know if it was particularly him or not. That's just kind of a observation is when Kirby went to a dime, made those rotations of putting Smith down and then putting Dan Jackson back at the safety slot, it just seemed like boom.
And when you had to,
boom.
Yeah, you had to because they made it known early on that they were going to throw the ball, and they weren't scared of anybody. You know, they stretched us so far across the field and took those corners way out so that you really are putting some pressure on those safeties because really they're having to cover the entire field back there. So, that adjustment, I think you're right, made a huge difference in this football game. This is a very, very tough offense to defend, and we knew that going into it. Kirby knew that. The defense knew it. Heck, even our offensive special teams knew it. But I think we did a great job shutting down the run early on. Right. And that's something that a lot of people don't really know about this Tennessee team, or I guess Georgia fans maybe not know. They like to run the ball a lot, and especially with their quarterback. We got to see that some. But, we did a great job, as we do always, shutting down the run. They really, the defense turned it on in the second quarter and shut down that run.
It did. I mean, really they had 10 points. And then the rest was in kind of garbage time right there. And that came in the first, 3 series or so? And so to get that, make those adjustments and shut down a high-tempo offense like that, make big plays on 4th down. Darion Kendrick getting the interception. And then I don't want people to go, but our safety, or not safeties, our cornerbacks were just roasted when they were on an island, didn't have over-the-top help. Well, in today's college football game, people, quarterbacks are going to get roasted. I mean, that's just football today. How you combat that? You want to know how you combat that, Clark? You know how to combat that. You freaking get pressure in the quarterback's face and disrupt throws, and he don't get comfortable there to pick apart people downfield. But when he has no time to throw the football and has got big number 99 or Nolan Smith or N'Kobe Dean in his face, he's not going to make accurate throws 50 yards down the field every time, Clark. So that's the best way to defend a team who can air the ball out vertically downfield is you get pressure in their face. And everybody keeps their assignment.
We definitely got more pressure a little bit later in the game. You know, 6 sacks on the game. That's impressive. Channing Tindall had 3 by himself. Amazing closing speed on these quarterbacks and being able to wrap up. You know, Nolan had one. I think he missed. But we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there with 3, sometimes 4 guys. And, it's not like this. You see, this game, though, we couldn't just blitz continuously. We couldn't send our linebackers because they had to drop back in coverage to help, to help alleviate the pressure from our secondary. So, but I thought we did a great job getting to Hendon Hooker.
And that's right.
And making him feel uncomfortable.
Yes, he never got comfortable. No. That's the thing. And he never could get into it. And that's the thing about those type of offenses, Clark, is when you're up tempo like that, you're trying to get in a rhythm and a routine and a pace, And we don't get that established. Then it gets disrupted, then bam. And that's what Georgia's defense did after they settled down, made those adjustments. But great job by our secondary, man. I mean, and really some of the plays downfield, you can't say Ringo or Kendrick was beat. They were beat, but you can't say they were just not in just terrible position.
Yeah, I mean, they were in position.
They were good thrown football, and they were in good. I mean, it's not like they were just 5 steps behind the receivers or by any means. So then especially being targeted all night like that, you're bound to give up a few. So I love Keely Ringo's growing more and more each week. Darian Kendrick's a great cornerback. He is. I really like him there. So awesome. I mean, the defense definitely passed that test.
One other thing I want to say about our defense, man, our red zone defense is real. They did a great job holding Tennessee to a couple of 4th downs in their own red zone, in our red zone. They forced a field goal. That's big time.
That was huge.
Those are big wins for a defense.
Yes, absolutely. And what I love too about it, going back, one more thing about Hooker and the quarterback is a guy that has legs like he does. I felt like we did a good job containing them, Clark, too. And I think that's huge because everybody talks about, Saban and Kirby's kryptonite is a dual threat quarterback, one who's got legs. Well, Hooker does, and I know Hendon Hooker. I'm not comparing him to Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud by any means, but he is a good quarterback, and he's somebody who is a dual threat who can get mobile on you. And seeing how they defended that was good. So awesome job. It just gets you jacked, man. It gets you jacked. This defense is elite. Yeah. As far as the injuries go, you saw Devontae White go down about 3 times. You saw Nolan Smith. I mean, we don't have any insiders we're talking to, but from what you gather and what you speculate is, I wouldn't expect to really. I'd expect to see a lot of guys in street clothes Saturday against Charleston Southern. Yeah. Even though we're going to respect them. We're going to respect them. They're not going to be out there and getting some rest, but I don't think they're going to be serious injuries like missing Atlanta December 4th in the SEC championship. So
I hope not.
So I think we dodged a bullet right there. That's what championship teams do. When you win championships and stuff, you get lucky. Lady Luck smiles down on you during championship football seasons, Cart. The ball bounces your way. The injury bug hits. Doesn't hit you. Don't want to hit anybody, but the injury bug, it don't bite you. It don't bite you, and you escape that. And that's why that's how championship. I mean, obviously you got to be good and talented and work hard, but you got to have a little luck. Old Lady Luck's got to smile down on you, you know? So that was good to get out of there with really no serious injuries. I feel like just a little bruise. A little bit of some bruises there, but we all right.
My voice is gone. That counts as an injury, but
it does.
There may be like some chronic something. It's terrible, man. I've destroyed it this season.
No throat sore,
all these Georgia games, and doing this show, man. Like I got to use my voice for this.
I understand.
My voice is just a lot of stress on it.
I understand.
Oh, boy. A lot of stress on Jake Camarda, man. Excuse me, not Jake Camarda. Jackpot, man, he's got a stressful job kicking those field goals. But, man, he was money the other night. He was 2 for 2. Hit one, I believe, from 40 yards.
Yeah, man.
So, good job. Great points by Jackpot. I also want to shout out our punt team. Not just Jake Camarda. He does a fantastic job. He's a weapon. 5 punts, averaging 50.4 yards. But, man, we get guys down there, and not only down there, but they contain so stinking well.
Stay in their lane.
And, yes, they stay in their lane, and that goes back to practicing, because I can guarantee you they practice that nearly every single day. Getting there and containing and not letting those returners get on the outside to the sideline.
That's right. I love seeing like guys like Lad McConkey out there. And, he's a guy that gets down there. One of the first guys getting down there to try to make a tackle on the returner. So, that's good. When you got playmakers out there on special teams, we've talked about before, it just makes differences and it helps you win football games.
Yeah. I love the special teams guys too, man. Even dating back to guys like Ryan Rankin and Blake Sailors and those guys, they just play hard, and you got to love that. And like I said, we've said this before, I think special teams kind of gets pushed aside a lot of times, but man, they're just as important as Jordan Davis, as guys like Stetson, as guys like, Zeus and all these other dudes. They're just as important. We got to have every single one of them. And each one of these units has to play to the best of their ability, especially moving forward, because we got Charleston Southern coming up this week.
Yeah, the Buccaneers are coming in, Clark.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to, let me ask you this. Do you think they're going to come by plane, by bus, or ship?
Could be a ship. Yeah. Come up, a ship.
Through Lake Hartwell down the river?
I think they're going to come in on a bus.
Okay.
I don't know if they'll fly in or not, Charleston. They might drive in. I don't know.
What's their team budget like?
I don't know. I don't know. If it's in Charleston, they got to be pretty well off, I'd imagine.
I don't know.
I don't know, though. I've never been to Charleston, but so what conference are they in? This is out of conference.
Oh, it's the Big South Conference.
The Big South. Okay.
Yeah. So they're an FCS team.
Yes.
Different from FBS.
Yeah.
Their team colors are blue and gold. They're the Buccaneers. Mm-hmm. Notable alumni, Adam, is Tim Scott, senator from South Carolina.
Yeah.
Got a lot of respect for him.
Yeah.
Their head coach is Autry Denson, former Notre Dame running back coach. Yeah. So
okay.
A little football information: 28 sacks through 8 games.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think that bodes well. Yeah, bodes well for them.
Wait, so they've given up 28 sacks?
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, God, that's not good.
Yeah.
That's not good at all for the Buccaneers.
Ooh. They are 0-22 against FBS teams. So that's not good either.
No,
Adam.
that's a 0% winning percentage.
Yeah. This is going to be what I call a cheerleader
Okay,
game.
why is it a cheerleader game?
Because
We're going to respect the Buccaneers.
we're going to respect the Buccaneers. But hold up now. Let me just say this. It's going to, in the fourth quarter, you know, a lot of people are going to empty out of the stadium. I don't know why, because this is the last time we will all be together in Sanford Stadium this football season, a magical football season. And a lot of people are going to empty out and teach their own. But I'm not. You and I are. Right. But why it's called a cheerleader game, in my opinion, is because you can hear the cheerleaders from the field. That's the only time you can ever hear.
Okay, I get it. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I see that. Yeah, there's not a crowd. No, you can hear a pin drop in the stadium. Right. You can hear a popcorn kernel drop.
Yes.
Yeah, I got you. I'm there with. It's one of those games where you sit there and you fellowship with everybody around you. You know, one last time before the all season, you're not going to see them again for months, and you get fired up about Tech and then the SEC championship coming up. I thought this was going to be a game where you bring. Yeah, this is a children's game. You bring the children to this game. We've talked about this before. Bring your wife. This is a good game that if you're dating somebody and you want to introduce them to the football world, the Georgia football world, you bring your date to this game because you're not going to act like a fool and run him or her off at this game. So bring them there. This is going to be a good quality date game because it shouldn't be stressful. You should be able to go and just enjoy yourself, Clark. Yeah. Sit there, have some hot chocolate, have some coffee, get you a hot dog, enjoy the festivities, sit down and fellowship.
Come see us, Section 108, Row 60.
Oh, my voice cracked.
You will see us. We'll be standing up.
Yeah, please. If you're in Sanford Stadium, come to Section 108, Row 60. We're on the top row right there. You'll recognize us. Come see us. We'd love to chat with you, catch up, talk some Georgia football and life.
Yeah. And man, the last thing I want to say about
Clark,
this game.
you got a good feeling about this game.
Oh,
remember, we all respected the Charleston Southern Buccaneers. Let's not just breeze through this.
That's true. I don't know.
Do we even know what kind of offensive attack they have?
They may run the triple option. They don't run the triple option. There's no way. There's no way. Probably spread.
We not need anybody being cut block.
No.
Freaking Buccaneers.
They do like to pillage and
plunder,
loot, and all these other words.
Yeah.
But but this is going to be senior day. I feel good about this game, obviously. But this will be senior day. And right quick, I just want to run through these names. These are some seniors that will be recognized. James Cook, Quay Walker, Amir Speed, Darion Kendrick, Stetson Bennett, Adam Anderson, Christopher Smith, William Poole, Robert Bill, Latavius Breeny, Brady Tidnall, Channing Tidnall, Chase Hariff, Justin Schaefer, Jamari Sawyer, Jake Camarda, Julian Rochester, Devontae White, Jordan Davis, and John Staton the fourth.
A lot of DGDs on that list right there, Clark, and a lot of contributors, a lot of ones that are the reason why this season's special.
Yes.
So let's clap for them.
Yes, absolutely.
Everybody, if you can get in Sanford Stadium Saturday, I mean, for the memories they've had, not just this year, but years of the past too, has been good ones. Come cheer them on, man. Let them know how much you appreciate what they've done for the red and black and for your school, and show your appreciation. But a lot of good guys on that list, a lot of just high quality good character guys too on that list. So excited to see them one more time in Sanford, and we're gonna make sure we're gonna be loud for them.
Absolutely,
and give them the respect and a clap that they deserve.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
Awesome.
All right, so. We're going to save our score prediction.
Yeah, we're saving the Charleston Southern score prediction to kind of build up the anticipation a little bit.
Want it,
yeah.
You will want to stick around for that, I can assure you.
Absolutely.
But before we do that, let's talk about last week's pick'em. Oklahoma at Baylor.
Oh.
Baylor won this game 27-14. I think I picked Oklahoma with you, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I missed that one. I missed that. Boy, Lincoln Riley was hot after that game.
He was.
See Baylor kick that field goal. And I honestly get where Baylor's coming from, man. I mean, if you have to do that because of the point differential, once I heard that was explained, kick it at the end, I understand their sportsmanship, Clark, but these kids work hard to get to a conference championship. And if you can do something in your control to help the chances of getting to play in a conference championship game, you do it. That's why you work. It's not bad sport. Bad sportsmanship would be if I had no bearing whatsoever and you'd kick it.
But Mark Stoops.
Yeah. I mean, that's why, the reason why I understand that you want to get the point margin up there to be able to solidify a spot in the Big 12 championship game.
Yeah.
And I don't think Lincoln Riley should get upset about that.
No, he shouldn't. He was more upset about the crowds being on the field than his own football team's performance. So,
hey, Lincoln, you know how you stop that? You win the freaking game. You don't allow the opposing team to storm the field. That's how you stop that.
Yeah.
Idiot.
Oh,
Hey,
we got children out there listening. Adam.
I'm sorry.
Come on
I
now.
apologize.
No, I'm just kidding.
Terry, I'm just not a Lincoln Riley fan, man. I think he's a little
snooty. Is that the right
thinks
word?
Pretty highly of himself.
Yeah.
Anywho,
well, he got what he deserved. This Oklahoma team, Adam, let me ask you, what do you think happens to them? I mean, are they completely out of it, or? I
don't know, Clark. Well, I think it's interesting because the committee really didn't respect them when they were undefeated to begin with a number 8 ranking. So I think they're out.
Wow.
I think they're now what they have done. If they win you want to hear what I think?
Yeah.
I think if they win the Big 12 championship, and let's play hypothetical. It's Georgia, the Big 10 winner. Oregon wins the Pac-12. Let's say Ohio State 1 loss, Pac-12 1 loss. You think they're going to take Oklahoma if Big 12 1 loss or undefeated Cincinnati? I think with how you've seen the playoff rankings, if Cincinnati keeps winning, especially with a chance playing SMU coming up this next week, you are going to see a Cincinnati team. I think the committee thinks more highly. I mean, with the past 2 rankings, they have to, Clark.
Yeah.
They have to. Now that Oklahoma's lost, they're going to go. They were already 8. They're going to go down to 11 or 12 or whatever. Heck, even lower than that. I don't know, lower than that. So I think that sets up for. Maybe Oklahoma State, if they run the table, beat Oklahoma. I'm almost thinking it's setting up for the Big 12 to be done, and there's Cincinnati's golden ticket in the playoff right there if they went out and look good doing it. And now I'm not saying I agree with it or not, but that just seems like when you're reading the play, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's interesting. Texas A&M at Ole Miss, the Rebels and Lane Kiffin came out with a victory, 29-19. I think I got this wrong as well. I think I said A&M's defense was going to be good enough to hold them. And but boy, Calzada, A&M's quarterback, man, he killed them throwing that pick 6 at the 2 interceptions actually. At the very end of the game.
That's right. You know, A&M with Jimbo Fisher is supposed to be a pretty good offensive football team. Really hadn't shown any flashes of any offensive greatness except the Alabama game, which is just odd, which makes college football special because you just don't know. But it's been the defense they've been riding on. But dang, and then you look at Ole Miss, a team who just scores at will, you would think. But historically, the past few seasons, especially the year and a half or so under Lane right now, defense has not been good. Been terrible. But by gosh, the Landshark defense the other night in Oxford, boy, they stepped up and they got it done. Looked really good. So congrats to Lane Kiffin. I found it very odd he was a College Game Day guest speaker.
What the heck is that?
Blew my mind on game day, like actual college, the game that you have the day of the game, and I know it's at night, that you're going to be coaching in, that you're going to go out there for the fanfare of that. But heck, I mean, maybe he's the smartest man in the room because it's a good recruiting tool, and maybe him being loose doing this, he's trying to go against the narrative of what you traditionally hear of coaches, you know, laser focused, not going to be involved in the rat poison or the outside noise. Maybe he's trying something different for recruiting, and I don't know, it's bold and it's interesting, and I guess that's what keeps him being talked about. When you're being talked about, any pub's good pub. Any publicity is good publicity is what they say. I don't know if I believe that. I've just heard that. I've just heard it.
I was about to say, I don't know.
I don't want to be the only thing I want to be publicized is for something good. I don't want any bad pub. So I don't think it's a good pub unless it's good publicity, you know? So.
Interesting. The only thing
that's what I gotta say.
The only kind of publicity I want us to have Row 60 is good publicity.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. I'm just kidding.
But that is a saying.
Yeah, interesting.
Publicity is good publicity. I think in the political world it might be. But anyway,
that would make sense.
That's beyond the point.
Oh me. All right, Mississippi State at Auburn, 43-34. What a comeback by Mike Leach. I believe it was the largest comeback in school history.
The Pirate sailed. Good job by Mike Leach and the Mississippi State Bulldogs coming back, scoring 40.
Golly.
40 to beat Auburn. I know that's a demoralizing loss for Auburn. And basically now with Auburn and A&M winning, I guess Alabama's just got to beat Arkansas and then clinch it instead of having to go through Jordan Hare. So, I mean, it's more than not like 95% chance, 98, 99% chance, I'd say it'll be Alabama. But we want the king. We want to kill the king. We want Alabama and nothing else but Alabama.
That's right.
So just put it in there. But Auburn, our good friend, well, it's not really our good friend, but our friend of the show, Bo Nix, God bless him, he broke his ankle. So
I didn't mean to laugh at that. I wasn't laughing at that.
I understand that, yeah. But our friend of the show, Bo Nix, broke his ankle.
Holy crap.
So thoughts and prayers out to Bo Nix. I know we have discussed Bo Nix on this show, but we do sincerely wish good wishes and good tidings and prayers
great tidings of joy.
Yeah.
Peace and joy.
To Bo Nix and the family. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, we can go on the next one.
Oh, boy. Michigan at Penn State, 21-17. Wait, who actually won that? I just got the score.
Michigan won it. Michigan, man. Michigan. Harbaugh's got the troops fired up, Clark. They're going to go play the big game of the game. I don't know. They call it the Ohio State game here in a couple weeks for a chance to go to the Big Ten title, for a chance to go to the playoffs. The Wolverines are fired up. Michigan's fired up. I'm fired up for Michigan.
Are you?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fired up for Michigan. Chaos in the Big Ten ensuing.
Yes, you gotta love it.
Ohio State's going to boat race. But we're going to get fired up for the Wolverines.
That's right.
So, yeah, they won it.
Let me ask you this about Penn State right quick. Do you think James Franklin?
He's leaving somewhere. I'd want him gone if I was a Penn State fan.
Me
God,
too.
I don't like the guy. Yeah. I mean, we're not supposed to not like people, but I'm just not particularly fond of him.
There you go. Okay.
That's
fair. That's fair.
All right.
And then last but not least, the Battle of the Ravine, game of the week last week, Henderson State Reddies.
They walked over.
At Washita Baptist University, yeah. Man, the Reddies were not ready for a game-winning 53-yard field goal by Washita Baptist. I forgot what mascot they were. I believe they're the Buffaloes or something.
No.
But Adam, they had a long walk back to their home turf. They literally.
Yeah. So this game was at Washita Baptist, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So good win for the home team right there. I love that the fans got to see that. Mm-hmm. There's nothing like hitting a game-winning field goal. Big man on campus, the kicker over there, and is that in Arkadelphia, Arkansas? Mayor Arkadelphia probably got the city key after hitting that field goal. So good on him, man. Good for the Washita Baptist fan base. That's what makes this sport special, Clark.
Yeah. Yeah. You think the kicker's going to get like a statue erected of him or something?
Oh, he got a free meal at the Chili's, I guarantee you, that night.
I don't even
Probably got carried from the stadium to the Chili's in Arkadelphia, Arkansas after hitting that win. Hey, when you beat Henderson State and Washita Baptist, you're a folk hero after that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's folk heroes.
Folk. We put a little emphasis on the L, folk.
Folk hero. But no, is that is a folk heroes made up?
Yeah. Something like that. It's like Paul Bunyan or something, right?
Yeah, but I mean, it wasn't written. So this was he's just going to go down in lore. Okay. So that's good for him. Good for him.
Oh, boy. Okay, which brings us to this week's Pick'em. A couple of interesting games here. Arkansas at Alabama. 3:30 CBS in Bryant-Denny Stadium.
Alabama.
You taking Alabama?
Alabama. Yep.
Yeah. Poor Sam Pittman. He's going.
Always done good. Beat LSU, got the boot, but they're going to lose this one.
Hey, I'll say this. It's going to be a closer game than what people think. Yeah. It's going to be a 10-point game. You watch it.
All right.
10 points.
They're
going to keep it close. I think they've got the horses to stay. Because here's the reason I say that. I really do believe Alabama's already starting to look forward to Auburn. Although that's not really characteristic of a Nick Saban team. I just think there's a lot of talk about Alabama. Oh, well, are they going to get in? There's so many question marks with the playoff and everything.
Yeah.
And look, you got to know that their players, their coaching staff, their fans all are thinking, are we going to make it? Are we going to make it? Are we going to make it? If we lose to Georgia, there's all those questions. Yeah. And then you got Arkansas coming in. That's right.
We're coming.
All 120 of those hogs are going to go into Bryant-Denny. Not going to win, I don't think. But
Georgia's looming, baby.
That's right.
There's a lot of nightmares happening in Tuscaloosa, Alabama right now and over the next 3 weeks.
Wow.
A lot of nightmares, Clark.
Yeah, I hope so.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Better be ready.
That's right.
Because the tide is turning, baby. It's Dogs time.
That's right.
We're about to get ramped up.
Oh, you just wait.
We're about to get ramped up.
Y'all just wait for that.
Can't wait for that one. All right.
Okay, Michigan State at Ohio State, 12 o'clock, ABC.
Ohio State.
Ohio State,
Clark.
I'm gonna
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I'm going with Ohio State at Ohio State. Their offense looked good, but shoot, I mean, they're Jekyll and Hyde, Clark. You really don't know what you're going to get. So, yeah. So you don't know what you're going to get with them. So,
Okay.
Well, the offense has been, they looked good against Purdue last week, looked pedestrian against Nebraska and
Right.
Penn State the past few weeks before that. But I think that this Ohio State offense will win. Michigan State will beat them, set up for a big game against Michigan on rivalry week. So
Yeah.
I'm going with the Buckeyes.
Okay. If this were at Michigan State, I'd probably take Michigan State.
Really?
Actually, for the upset, I'm serious.
Woo.
But yeah, I'm going to stick with Ohio State.
And Ohio State still scares me, man. It's a talented team, you know. I mean, it's one of the them and Alabama's the only team that you could put on the field with Georgia and still be in the same
Vicinity.
stratosphere
Right.
of talent. So I mean, they still scare me. When they're hot, they're really, really good. So it just depends on what Buckeye team you get. But I'm going with them Saturday at Michigan State. Yeah.
Let's go to the ACC. Wake Forest at Clemson, 12 o'clock ESPN.
I love this game. Who you going with?
I'm taking the Demon Deacons.
I'm taking the Demon Deacons
Because
too.
we hate
Let's
Clemson.
go. Let's go, Wake. Put a stamp on the season, baby.
Yes.
Beat Clemson in the valley. Don't just beat Clemson. Shellac Clemson.
Oh,
baby.
boy.
Shellac.
Hey, give me a score prediction for this.
Yeah, give me a score. Give me 37 to 17. Deacons.
Ooh.
38-17. Give me another point.
Okay.
Give me another point. 38-17 Demon Deacons.
All right. Oh,
In the valley.
dang. I'll go.
Put it on the
I'll go. Clemson's defense is still okay. I'm gonna go 35 to 14.
Okay.
They're gonna beat
Let's
the crap
go.
out of
Let's
them.
go.
You watch a
Everybody,
21
Wake
points
Forest. Let's
beat
go, Wake.
down.
Let's go, Wake.
What is a Demon Deacon, Adam?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't have a clue.
Their
what a
mascot
demon deacon
confuses
is.
me.
You think of a church deacon, but then you think of a demon, so the two really don't line. I don't know.
Yeah,
Anyways,
conflicting. Oh my gosh. Okay. SMU at Cincinnati.
maybe a crooked deacon. Like a
No.
deacon that's... All right, anyway, go ahead. I'm
Has
sorry.
lost his way, maybe like a
that's
prodigal
what I'm
son
going-
or something.
Yeah, like a...
Like kinda
a
walking on
Judas, a Judas type.
Oh, interesting.
Is what I think
getting
of a
biblical
demon
here.
deacon. Okay.
Oh boy. How did
I don't know.
Oh gosh.
We're just having a good time.
Yep. All right, SMU, the Mustangs at Cincinnati. Adam, this may be an interesting game. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
well,
not,
man,
but-
the Mustangs, old Sonny Dykes has a program over there, Clark. But let me tell you a little inside information that I think I know
Okay.
about this
Yeah,
Mustangs, about the Southern Methodist University Mustangs. I think Sonny Dykes is a guy who is high up on the Texas Christian University coaching search. After Gary Patterson's gone, they want Sonny Dykes. I think Sonny Dykes has one foot out the door heading down the road.
You don't
to
know where TCU is?
No, I mean, I think SMU and TCU are in Dallas. So literally
both of them.
down the road
Yeah,
to
yeah,
TCU. And I think they'll tail off a little bit. And I think Cincinnati, even though they've looked very, 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 I don't know, lackluster here, except last week, I think they put one on whoever. I'm going to go with Cincinnati win the last one. Especially now that I really think they got a shot to make it now.
Yeah. I'll stick with Cincinnati. I was going to say upset, but I'm going to stick with Cincinnati at home as well.
All right.
All right. Game of the week.
Yes.
Slippery Rock. The mascot is called The Rock.
Awesome.
At Notre Dame College, not University of Notre Dame, Falcons
In Ohio.
in Ohio. This, Adam, is a playoff game.
This is the big time.
This-
then.
yeah, they've
there
already-
There ain't no time for a mulligan. You can't lose this one or it's go to the house.
It's do or
It's
die.
go to the house. You lose this game and then you're going on dates with your girlfriend and everything. You're not going to football practice.
Oh, that's not fun. No, I'm just kidding.
So, I mean, yeah, you're playing video games, going to the house and
Yeah.
going out to, dates with the girlfriend. You're not getting ready for football games. You lose this one, so you got to win.
Yeah, this playoff game. Adam, fun fact right quick. I don't have many fun facts about these teams, but Notre Dame College boat race, and I mean, they skull dragged Alderson Broadus University, one of the other games of the week.
A program that's good friends with the show.
Yes.
Alderson Broadus University, yes.
Listen to this score. 72-7. Holy crap. That is a golly.
Oh, man.
They must be pretty good, Notre Dame College. And that's why I'm going to take them at them.
I can't argue that either, Clark. I'm going to go right there with you. Yeah, I'm glad that our games of the week, we're getting into some postseason playoff football. It's at Notre Dame College. Field advantage. Notre Dame rolling. Just put up 72 points last week. Notre Dame Falcons, College Slippery Rock, they're just going to slide.
They're gonna slide.
They're gonna slide and fall. Not gonna be good. So give me the Falcons.
All right, I like it. I like it. Okay, Georgia versus Charleston Southern University.
Woo!
The Buccaneers come into Athens, 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Kickoff. Ooh, Adam.
Go.
Let me give you my score prediction, and I want you to give me yours. All right. Dogs are going to roll 52-3.
I love it, Clark.
Yep, they're going to get a garbage time field goal.
Okay.
And I think we are going to light it up with the guys we got. Second string's going to come in right at the beginning of the third quarter, and we're just going to roll.
That's it, Clark. I'm with you. Second string, a lot of guys that we haven't heard of. Some young pups coming in are going to dominate. I think a lot of the big guys, especially ones that got a little dinged up last week, are not going to be playing Saturday. Guys like Chaz Chambliss, Clark, who had a high motor, just number 32. Old boy out there making some plays at the end of the game in Tennessee up there in Knoxville. I think this guy is going to get a lot of playing time.
Good.
He's going to shine and get his name talked about. I'm going to say that. Hey, don't think this game's just a boring game.
Yeah.
This is a 10-0 Georgia team going into Sanford Stadium, going for 11-0 before Tech Week. And it's time to get some experience, some depth. We're going to respect the Charleston Southern Buccaneers, and we're going to go in there. We're going to put a tail-whooping on them, and because it's time to let the big dog eat. Enjoy one more home game during this championship special season run. So do not just go, it's Charleston Southern. No, this is Georgia football.
Yeah.
Get fired up about it like it was the dang Auburn Tigers coming into town.
Yeah.
I want that intensity out of every Georgia fan this week because, hey, we're going to need you. Hey, Clark, we got 5 more games to win until we're national champions, Clark. Until Georgia Bulldogs are national champions.
Yes.
So, everybody, think about that. Go get a ticket. Go to Sanford Stadium. If you hadn't seen this team play this year, go watch them play this year because you're going to want to tell your grandchild that you saw the 2021 Georgia Bulldogs play football live, baby. Give me the Dogs. 49-0. Go Dogs, baby.